It's good to see someone in the chat now. I was starting to worry if anything was occurring here. I thought it was just going to be me. I'm a Billy Todd. But here we are. Here I am. Here you are. So let's just have a quick review. How is everyone doing? Neil, how is it going, mate? It paid off. A captaincy that's actually paid off. We've had a bench boost bust. We've had a triple captaincy crap out. But now we have a captaincy worth remembering. Riyad Mahrez, the man, the myth, the legend, pulling it through. I was not going to lie. When I saw him play against United, I thought, oh, does that mean he's not going to play against Southampton? But Pep seems to play him in double game weeks. But look at that defense. Stones and Cancelo. Two people I've been thinking of getting rid of, if I'm perfectly honest. But nothing until after 29 when I play my wildcard. But I've already set my wildcard. It's either going to probably be Mendy or Edison as my goalkeeper. I'll probably just have Diaz in defense, and I might get a Man City midfielder like Gundogan or Kevin De Bruyne or something like that. Because just with the Pep roulette, Gundogan seems like it's the right call. Just because if you've got him and he doesn't play, he's like 6 million. So an oncoming sub could be worth it, but if you've got like Kevin De Bruyne and he gets benched, that's an expensive guy who's sat on the bench, which is not something obviously you want to see. So, hey Light Rays, how you doing, buddy? There's a great screenshot of the captain. I just zoomed in, mate. Came captain, so just as pleased, just 2 points behind there. Prosper, how's it going? Since it's not crowded yet, replacements for Barnes. Oh, it won't get crowded, worried. Don't worry about that, buddy. Replacement for Barnes for 10 million. I've got Barnes. Hey Richard, how you doing? So jammy, Captain Mahrez. Some people call it jammy. Some people look at the fact that in the last few game weeks he's got 9, 7, 5, 12, 2, 18. So I wouldn't say that. Welcome back, James. Good to see you, buddy. So, as a Barnes replacement, I didn't want Barnes particularly in the first place because I had Jack Grealish and I need him for 29 because I'm not playing any chips in 29 and I've got a team ready there. It was a transfer I didn't want to make. So, if I'm perfectly honest, it depends, Prosper, what you're going to do. If you're going to play like a free hit, do whatever you want, right? If you're going to play wildcard, do whatever you want. But if you need some from 29, you got 10 million. You know, there's only one man at the minute who's lighting the world on fire, and he is in the thumbnail in today's video. Devendra, how are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. So a quick recap. Kane okay to play? God, I hope so. Hey, Harry, welcome to the chat, mate. Chelsea. I just mentioned before, probably want to do my wild card in game week 30 or 31. I'm probably just going to go for Mendy. I can't trust. Maybe Mount. An idea that I've had is I don't want to actually waste too much money on my bench, but if I don't want to try Kevin De Bruyne and he keeps getting rotated out, if I go for Gundogan Mount and Mount is always on my bench, that might be one. It's just a rotation. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Rashford to Bale and hold Sterling. Well, here's the thing, Devendra, and it's a thing that you're looking at Mahrez, right? He played the double game, both games in a double game week twice, right? Stones played one, Cancelo played one. Like, there's just the problem is we try and think of it logically and rationally, right? We try and think, well, Sterling didn't play the last game, so therefore he should be more likely to play. No, the chances are that he could still not play the next game, play in the Champions League, and then miss the one after that as well. You just can't sort of predict it. Hey, Alistair, welcome back, buddy. What am I doing for game week 29? Well, first, quick recap. You can see 82 points minus 4. And what a set of transfers it was, guys. I sat here with Bruno Fernandes here, and I sat here with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I took a -4 to bring in Harry Kane, who got 19 points, and Riyad Mahrez, who got 20. So I would say the people say, oh, Bruno went and scored a penalty. What are you doing? Well, there you have it. I'm up. So take that, people. I'm scared now. I'm scared for this game week though now. I'm not going to lie. Bruno at home. West Ham, who are looking fantastic, but against West Ham at home, he's going to have a huge effective ownership. But I'll go into what I'm going to do for 29. Highly likely Mahrez bench. Again, Krista, no predictions on Man City players. You never know. And save light race. There's just no point in predicting Man City lineups. There's literally no point. Okay, Edison. There you go. The end. And then he's probably not going to play. So, transfers, guys. I made them really early because I sort of get my tail up. And I kind of think that, I don't know, I get like a bit cocky or something, even though my rank's not particularly great. Now, the first one, so coming back to your question, Harry, about what we're doing about Gameweek 29, Eric Dyer has been an absolute pain in my arse. I've already used my free hit for Gameweek 19 or 18. 18 blank 19 double, yeah. So I'm prepared for it. Eric Dyer has been a huge pain in my arse because I brought him in for that double game week where Spurs got 2 clean sheets. He got dropped and he's not been back since. The exact same thing happened to me with Balbuena at West Ham. All those 90 minutes, bring him in here, gets dropped. So it took me a -4 to get him out, which has been an absolute nightmare. So he's gone. He's made a total... I tried to play him. He was in my starting lineup twice. Didn't get a minute. So I guess I appreciate that he's not come on for a 1-pointer. Saying that, my whole entire 3-man defense has got 1 point. So it couldn't have been any worse, really. He could have come on and got a yellow card, I guess. So he's gone. And Mo Salah. Mo. If I'd have just gone for 1 week, I went Salah instead of Bruno. But again, I always say it every week, guys, don't get angry at the decision. Don't get angry at the result, the decision only, right? Come on, United going to Man City and winning 2-0. Bruno scores a pen in the first couple of minutes. All right, it happens. But Salah at home to Fulham, thought that was going to be the one where they turned the corner. So... question, am I free hitting in 29? What am I doing in 29? I'm set up. If you have a look at the players that I've actually got, set up for 29, I'm there. Dyer out because he's dropped. Salah out because he's rubbish. At the minute, he'll turn a corner. He'll be fine. But he doesn't play in Game Week 29. I'm not playing any chips. So in comes Dunk, who goes straight to the bench, and Gareth Bale comes back. Now, for those of you who have been around for a long time, this season, you know, I have had Gareth Bale this season. I have. I got him as soon as he joined because I got all excited and, here he is, here he comes on. Look, I got him all the way down here. It was a game week 4, I think I got it. I think I waited a week. It's like, he's come on. He almost scored in that game. I thought, here we go. He's in now. He's getting a couple of minutes. No, he didn't play the next game. Okay, so he was out. Oh, look at that. He comes on. He gets 9 points. He gets a goal. Fantastic. 20 minutes. He's ready. Next game, 77 minutes. Doesn't play for another 7 game weeks. So yeah, I have had Gareth Bale so far this season. And he's back. I'm not going to ignore him. Hopefully he plays in Game Week 29. He didn't start, against... who did he play yesterday in the Europa League? Someone in the Europa League. He didn't start, he came on. So I'm hopeful he's going to play it in the North London derby. Probably could argue a -4 to take Salah out is something that I would always recommend not doing. But it is... bringing me a player in for Game Week 29, which is the reason why I've done it. And that means next week I can finish it off. So my back line next week will be Dunk, Dallas, and Cancelo or Stones go out. That gives me a back 3. I can choose between Areola and Martinez as my goalkeeper. Bale 29, Son 29, Rafinha 29, Kane, Watkins, Bamford all 29. Mahrez goes out for someone. And there you go. So probably a -4, and I've got a Game Week 29 team. And for you people who are not playing any cards, wildcards, chips, whatever, a Game Week 29 team that's really strong is actually also a very strong Game Week 30 team. If basically you've got triple Spurs, I think would be the answer to that. Right, let me just catch up with the chat. Finally sold Salah. Welcome to the club there. Neil, so you finished with 87. Nice. You think James Ward-Prowse in for Harvey Barnes worked well? Extremely well. I actually did my England starting 11 and squad, and James Ward-Prowse was in my England squad. Krista, my rank has gone from 640 to 560. But before that City game, my game week was saved Simple, 2 players. Kane, Mahrez, captain. And Martinez just ticks along because he's a wonderful guy. Boona, welcome back to the stream, mate. Hope you are well. Bit of a dilemma for you this week to start from. One from Bamford, Cresswell, or Antonio. Okay, random fact here for you, Boona. Cresswell has the most bonus points in like the last 6 weeks. Don't want to say 6 weeks. Let me just double check. Definitely in terms of defenders. Yeah, so he's got a huge amount of bonus points, if that's your thing, if you want to get some extra points that way. So you've got Bamford against Chelsea. I think my stream's just... Sorry, I think my stream just spluttered a minute there, guys. Are we back? I don't like benching strikers, so Cresswell's probably going to be my final choice there. Bamford at home to Chelsea, Antonio. I'm going to have to say Antonio would be the one that I choose. But here's a random thing of why I possibly could believe in Bamford, and that's because of the dodgy pitch at Leeds. Now, hear me out, right? I know it's a weird thing, and you have to look at lots of other ways about how, you know when you say like people get new contracts or they have something off the pitch that's on the mind and it can affect them on the pitch, right? But literally the pitch at Leeds United at Ellen Road is dodgy, even though it's new. Hey Sean, good morning, buddy. So I'm saying Antonio out of Antonio, Bamford and Cresswell, but Leeds at home on a dodgy pitch that they're used to and Chelsea's not, that could be the one. West Ham could play it against, but here's the thing with Ollie, right? Ollie doesn't, a depleted United side, but he doesn't usually rotate out. Rodrigo back and Phillips Bamford likely to return again soon. Yeah, I'm going to have to say Antonio, Boona, but Bamford, just because of the pitch, anything crazy could happen. Harry Kane flagello, is it serious? We don't know. He came off, he put an ice pack on it. That's why my captaincy right now is on Bale. 1, I like the punt, just like I like the stock. And 2, I'm going to wait. I mean, Jose's come out and said, oh, he's fine. He's fine. But Jose's come out and said that Heung-min Son has like destroyed his hamstring and he was back against United, so I ain't going to believe anything that gentleman says. So after all that, you didn't sell Fernandes, you just played Ward-Prowse instead. All right, so you benched Bruno for those points, but then still got them from Ward-Prowse anyway. That's nice. You've just got Bale on your fan team. You've lost grounds on that. You were £30 in profit. I think I'm still in £25. At one point, I was in the top 20 on fan team. I was like 20 grand or something crazy. Bale or Kane, who to go? You already have Lloris and Son. Chris, I'm gonna now, Chrissy, you've got a pretty good rank. Now, it's up to you. If you want to take the punt, Bale's ownership is still under 10%, right? 7.5%. You're gonna get ground with that if he outscores Kane. But Kane, especially in game week 29, he's gonna probably have over 100% ownership. So if the way that I looked at it last time is, if you have Kane and you just go that way. If any of your other Spurs players do something, maybe not Son because he's high ownership as well. But for example, if you have Bale and Kane, like I have, I would captain Kane because I can celebrate when both of them score, when both of them do something. But if I captain Bale and Kane plays and does well, if Kane scores a hat-trick and Bale gets 1 assist, it's not that great for me. So depends if you want to really attack it or not. Kane took the ice pack also need to walk down his tunnel. You think it'll be fine? It is Arsenal. I think it'll be fine too. You're not sure you need the hit for 29 as well? I'd only have 10 players if I didn't take a hit for 29 with no subs. I don't like it, Neil. Don't like it. Do you think Aubameyang will play many games after including? Yeah, didn't he miss a couple of games because of like he had family problems or something? I don't think he's been dropped. You've taken a -4 this week. You did Pope to Sanchez a few days ago, but yesterday you did Salah and Stones to Alonso and KDB. Sean, what are you doing in game week 29? Nice week for you this week. I barely beat the average of 68 points. I already said earlier, mate, it's because of two reasons, Kane and Mahrez. That was it. Hey, Kifium, welcome back, buddy. Need to use a transfer. Is Salah to Son worth it this week? Salah to Bale. Join me on Gareth Bale. Let's go. 10 players for 29 is very good in your opinion. I agree. And also, it depends on the 10. Like, if we skip forward, the 10 that I would have would be Dunk against Newcastle, and then it's Areola against Leeds or Martinez against Spurs. It would be Watkins against Spurs, Bamford against Fulham, Kane against Villa, Rafinha against Fulham, Son and Bale against Villa, Dallas against Fulham, Martinez, yeah. I just need, and I can bring in any player I want, a midfielder or a defender. But I just don't like the idea of, I just feel like taking a -4 and having someone potentially get me something. That's the decision I'll make next week. But obviously I have to bring in a defender or a midfielder. Probably a midfielder because you've got more chance of getting points, really. But at the minute, I feel like just bringing in like a Fulham defender because it feels like defenders are getting the points at the minute. You don't think the points available will cover the hit? Yeah, so you're saying that if you take a -4 to get 11 out, you don't think my 11th man will get it? Unless it plays. Yeah, because like I said earlier, I'm probably not going to Wildcard straight away in 30 because when you go forward a week, like my 3 Spurs lads have got Newcastle. Villa have got Fulham, and I've got 2 of them. I'm hoping 3. I wanted Jack Grealish back for Barnes, right? If I keep 1 or 2 of the Man City lads, Leicester away is not ideal. But Everton, I'll keep Luca Dean. They've got Crystal Palace. So I really don't have to rush into a wildcard straight away in 30. So if I do take a hit next week, I'll try and make it last 2 weeks. And then it's more worth it. James Rodriguez failed punt to Bale. Hopefully not a failed punt. Yes. I'm going to have 9 players, not great, but I don't want to wreck your team too much. You're going to have double Brighton defense against Newcastle. I like it. Triple Leeds against Fulham. I say every single week, guys, I don't know what will happen with Leeds because you don't know what you're going to get. Son and Kane, solid. Rank protectors there. Kufal and Souček against Arsenal. Souček is your goal. In fact, let's have a look at who do West Ham have in 30? Wolves away. So if I go ahead and I, for example, bring in Jesse Lingard, right, for a hit for a -4, I'll have Jesse Lingard for a game against Arsenal and then a game against Wolves before a wild card. So I don't think that's a terrible thing to do. Hey, Matt, welcome back, buddy. Would you start Rafinha or Souček this week? Bearing in mind you have Alonso and Maguire starting, you feel like Souček could score versus United. They're crap at defending set pieces. You guys know I had Souček for a very long time this season. I benched him maybe only once or twice and he hurt me bad. I hate having Souček and having him on the bench. Because I always, even in the game this week, who did they play this week? We beat him 2-0. Yeah, that's it. Leeds. Even against Leeds, who are notorious for being pretty bad about defending set pieces, there's a cross in the box, and then out of nowhere, it goes to the back post, and Souček is there, right? And it's just like, isn't he a central defensive midfielder? Why is he on the edge of the 6-yard box trying to head it in? Like, honestly, at least minimum in the value 11 of this season, Souček has been incredible. Incredible. Rafinha's at home against Chelsea. Rafinha is, I don't want to say like all fart no poo because he's not. He puts it on a plate for people. He's tricksy. He can pull something out of nothing. But he's against Chelsea, who defensively are absolutely rock solid. It's a really, really tough call. Really tough call. I would just have to back Rafinha. He's on set pieces. He's a more attacking player. But it's a tough one because you're right. Souček can just go and plonk his head on something, right? But yeah, I would have to back Rafinha in that situation. And the thing that tips it for me, not just because he's more advanced, he is on set pieces. And actually, over the last 4 game weeks, he has created the most chances in the Premier League. He's created 18. Kevin De Bruyne has created 16. Lookman, Son, Shaw are all on 14. Rafinha is also second for big chances created. So, yeah. And he's also top for expected assists by quite a bit, just in front of Mahrez and Son. So the stats are in Rafinha's favour. He's on set pieces, and he's a more attacking player, so I'd have to say that. Small rumour about Gameweek 36-7-8 fixtures being moved around to facilitate crowd. Yeah, I heard about that. And I'll answer that with the same thing we said about the whole Corona thing. When we hear rumours and people testing positive and stuff, play the game in front of you. Don't go changing around tactics and stuff now for rumours based in 36-7-8. Look at the fact that we held on to Everton players because they should have had a double game week against Villa, right? It happens. Just play what we know, not what might happen. Double Chelsea defense. Sean, I mentioned this earlier, I think just before you came into the stream. I was thinking Mendy or Edison as my goalkeeper. The problem I have is it'd probably be, I'd penciled in actually Azpilicueta as my game week 30 transfer to come in. Because yeah, I agree. Chelsea's defense look fantastic, but rotation. There's just as much rotation at Chelsea as there is at Man City. Double Chelsea's bench. You remember the days of James and Chilwell? Yep, exactly. And that just proves just how fast things can turn around. You need to ditch Rashford and Mount. A lot of people bringing Mount in, Matt. That's an interesting one. Thinking maybe Mount and Bale for a hit, but you'll have to. I've got triple Spurs. It depends. Are you going to wildcard out of it, Matt? Or have you already used your wildcard? Depends on your club situation right now. You know, Mount doesn't have a fixture in 29, but Chelsea have great fixtures after. It's 29. They do have a fixture this week. Oh, this week after. Okay, sorry. Rashford and Barnes. Yeah, Barnes. I was going to say Mount. Your rival, your mini league was 120 points per answer. You played his wildcard this week and brought in Mahrez and Bale. Captain Mahrez, 108 points. Oh, God, Sean. That must put the bit of fire under your feet there, mate. You brought in Alonso this week for Stones. Realistically, he's getting rotated as much as City. Yep. And yeah, I can't argue with that, Sean. If you got Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Laporte, Mendy, Zinchenko, whichever defender you've got, Walker, whichever defender you've got against Man City, yeah, you might as well get. People say, well, Alonso's going to get rotated out, but I completely agree. Alonso, if they play 90 minutes, Stones and Alonso, for example, or Cancelo and Alonso is, in my opinion, probably the stronger FPL option right now. I think you definitely want a Chelsea player this week. This week? Why is this week super important? Against Leeds, right? Away to Leeds. I wouldn't be in a huge rush. I already said earlier, the pitch might not be great for them, and you just can't predict Leeds. You just never know what's going to happen with Leeds United. You really don't. So, captaincy options this week. Who are you guys going to captain? I'm waiting for the epiphany. Oh, I can get... No, I've already done my transfers this week, Matt. Yeah, Matt was the one who pointed out after Krista mentioned Mahrez, right? And I had the exact money to go from Barnes to Mahrez. Now, if I would have made that move, it would have been good, but I would have been stuck with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So thankfully, what I did is both. I did both of them. I did Kane and Mahrez, and it was an absolute whirlwind. That is a crazy return. 59 points from 2 players. I genuinely can't remember the last time I've had that. That as a transfer, guys, for a -4. And that's why I said along, like, I take a lot of hits. I do take a lot of hits. And sometimes you got to look at it and think, it can easily... look at the people who did the double game week, the last double game week. People were taking -12s, but they were scoring 120 points in the game week, right? You'll probably never make better transfers. But here's the thing, right? Hey, welcome back, Rudy. I've actually had I only remember one bad transfer this season, and it was taking Bamford out. The last time I took Bamford out, when he got 15 points against Leicester. He was away to Leicester. Top 4 chasing side. Leeds had not been in a particularly good run. He hadn't scored in a few games. I took him out. Apart from that, my transfers have actually been pretty solid. Ignore early season Aguero coming in for 45 minutes as my captain getting injured. We'll just ignore that part, right? But on the whole, my transfers have been good. It's just that my triple captain has been a massive bust. My bench boost has been a massive bust. And my early season, that's why I'm still chasing. Remember, I didn't bring Mo Salah into like game week 8. And Son was like game week 7. And I don't even think I had Kane until like now, or I've had him maybe for one game week before this. Those big, massive early hitters where people captain them when they had Son and they had Kane and they had Salah. I never had any of them, and they were already 150 points in front of me. Following that, was it the Southampton game when both Spurs players scored a ton of points? I was just so far behind. Salah destroyed me in the captaincy. The Spurs boys destroyed me, and I had none of them. My early game squad was awful. So I just enjoy the climb, guys. It's as simple as that. So Rudy's going for a Salah captaincy. Cannot argue against it. I do think he's a strong captaincy option this game week. Man City away to Fulham. Fulham have done fantastically defensively. Reluctant. I don't like captaining Man City players unless I've got a real good inkling they're going to play. I did it because it was a double game week, and I thought if Mahrez doesn't play any of the games in a double game week, then I'm cursed. Why isn't Lingard visible on the app? I don't know. Maybe look at Manchester United, but you know he can't play this week, James, right? He's ineligible. He's against Manchester United, so he can't play. Don't use the app. It's awful. I always use the app. It's the toilet time, guys. You're in the morning, you look at your phone, you're thinking of your transfers. What else are you doing? So captaincy for Salah, sure. I don't think it's a terrible option. I'm not even going to go on the whole he scored in the Champions League, so he's fine now situation. But Man City against Fulham. Mahrez came off early, so he has turned my head. Maybe he's going to do, or maybe he came off early, he'll get another rest against Fulham and he plays in Champions League. You just don't know, and I don't like putting a captaincy armband on someone I don't know he's going to play or not. It would have been Kane. For me, Kane is the top choice this week. Chelsea players, I don't think this is an outstanding player there. Defensively, fantastic. I'm not even lying though, guys. Martinez. Matty Target. An Aston Villa player as a genuine captaincy option. James Ward-Prowse against Brighton is a genuine captaincy option. Or defender. If we go through some of these games, so Villa, Newcastle, for me, well, I mean, Newcastle went to Everton and upset everyone, so I'm sure that they could do it to Aston Villa as well. But honestly, guys, a Martinez captaincy is not crazy in that game. It's not. Leeds against Chelsea, I'd captain maybe a Chelsea defender if I knew they were going to play. Leeds, you never know. I would say it's going to be Villa 1, Newcastle 0. Leeds, Chelsea, every week I say it, guys, I don't know, 2-0 Chelsea. Or it could be 4-0 Leeds. I don't know, but I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. Crystal Palace and West Brom. Actually, the amount of times I've said this has got 0-0 written all over it, and it's finished 0-0 or 1-1. That's got 0-0 written all over it. Crystal Palace 0, West Brom 0. Right? Or 1-0 West Brom. Or 1-0 Palace. If that is like a 4-4 thriller, that'll be one of the most shocking things I think I've seen this season. Everton Burnley, again, another low scoring one. I'm going to say 1-0 Everton for that one. So Luka Dean could be a good captaincy option there. Fulham, Man City. I think Man City, Fulham have been really good defensively. I just think Man City is unstoppable. I think that's going to be 3-0 Man City. Southampton, Brighton. I think that's going to be 2-0 Southampton and put Brighton in a lot of trouble. Leicester, Sheffield United. Sheffield United, Chris Wilder has just left as Sheffield United manager. He's done really well. He's taken them to the Premier League. They had a great season last year. I'm sorry, it's too late. He's jumped ship before it's sunk, right? What manager now can come in the middle of March in the 28th game of the season where they're God knows how many points behind and sort this out? Like at the end of the season, whoever is the Sheffield United manager shouldn't get like zero of the blame, because I'm sorry, if you're like, it's like walking out. It's like he's been helicopter lifted off the sinking ship, and then afterwards he's like, oh yeah, that's it. I used to have that ship. I didn't sink it. Like, I'm out of there. It wasn't me. So Leicester 2, Sheffield United 1. I think they'll get a goal for some reason. Arsenal Spurs. I'm hoping a thriller. They do some good ones, I think, in the North London derby. Saying that, it's probably going to be 0-0. So I'm going to stick with 0-0 on that one, guys. United West Ham. I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United. Wolves Liverpool. I think Liverpool's going to bounce back. I think it's going to be 3-1 Liverpool. They're my predictions. So captaincy. I do think Salah and maybe Mane are captaincy options there. Wouldn't be captain in Wolves. I've seen some people saying, oh, I'm going to captain Patricio or Connor Cody or something. That's not for me. Fernandes will be the most popular captain this game week at home to West Ham. I think that's a top captaincy option. I think Harry Kane is number 1. Bruno Fernandes is number 2. Mo Salah is number 3. And the only reason a Manchester City player is not in that top 3 is because I mean, if you told me right now, okay, every single player is going to play, then Kevin De Bruyne would be my number 1. But because we're never going to get that information from Pep or anything else, there you go. But I would say De Bruyne, like, let's just pretend everyone's going to play. Kevin De Bruyne is the best option. Then it's Bruno. Then it's Kane. Then it's Bruno. Then it's Salah. That's my opinion. Wildcard captaincy shout would be like Martinez for Aston Villa. Robertson or Bamford or Dallas bench in order. I've said this earlier. I hate benching strikers. I hate it. Liverpool haven't kept a clean sheet in like forever, but Robertson can always part of the bag. Put it in order. Bamford, Robertson, Dallas. Apparently Pep made comments about there being less rotation out. I've heard people mention it. That means, yeah. Okay, so now only 4 players are going to get rotated out. And who are those 4 going to be, right? You just never know. I think Kevin De Bruyne will play this week, but I'm not willing to ever put any money on that, guys, because that is just a crazy bet that I'm not interested in. So in terms of my own captaincy, I am for now, guys, going to put it on Harry Kane. I think it's going to be Harry Kane. And I'm going to put the vice captaincy on Luca Dean, because it's fun. Yeah, I could have taken the punt and done Bale. I think he's going to play. You know, you're only ever going to get 60 to 70 minutes for him. Kane's got penalties. Kane, and like I said earlier, if Bale goes out there and gets a hat-trick, he's 7.5% owned, and I can enjoy it. It's a really good rank boost. I'll be skipping and jumping. Kane gets 2 assists or 1 goal. Bale goes out there and gets a hat-trick. I can still leave with a great rank, feeling very, very happy with that game. If I don't captain Kane and Kane gets a hat-trick and Bale gets like 1 assist, I'm probably going to lose rank. So, Kane came off and put an ice pack on his knee, and everyone's freaking out about it, Matt. And then he took the ice pack off and went down the tunnel, which is what I think Tips said earlier, FPL Tips. Jose Mourinho's come out and said he's fine. But I also said that I don't believe a word that man says because, again, I sold Heung-min Son because he was like, oh, he's done his hamstringing. Not looking good. It could be months he's out. It could be years Heung-min Son is out. And he was back the next game against Manchester United getting a bit of a haul. So take what you want from that. And again, similar to what Dean the Liar Smith at Aston Villa says, but he's not going to come out and just say directly, okay, Harry Kane, my captain, my star striker, my main man, is out of the North London derby as we fight for top 4. He's not going to come out and say that. You know, he's a master of psychological warfare, isn't he? All right, so quick turnaround this week. So I had a very nice game week. We're doing pretty well. aim is now top 500k. Let's go try and get that top 100k. Plans for Wildcard in 30-31. We'll have a bigger probably discussion next week for you guys more than me, because you have seen me week in, week out preparing for Game Week 29. You guys know I'm going to have 10 players minimum. Fingers crossed, as long as someone doesn't get sent off or horribly injured. But for you guys thinking about what to do, when you're going to wild card, when's the best time to wild card, that'll be good. Hey Denver, just in time for the end, buddy. 101 this game week. Triple captain Kevin De Bruyne paid off. Sold Salah for Kevin De Bruyne. Beautiful. Kept Bruno for 10 points. Beautiful. Shaw, second on your bench. Dyer flop. Lovely. What a good time to play triple cap. Just a good score there, Denver. Thanks, Neil. Good luck, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week to help you guys out with our end of season plans, because this is it. There's 10 game weeks left. And a lot of you guys I know have got several chips. I think most of you got your second wild cards at least. We'll talk about when we're going to play them, when's the best time to play them, and the people who we should be looking at bringing in. This is the calmest deadline for me. No transfer and King Captain John done. Yeah, exactly. Last week we were preparing for double game weeks. We were thinking who to bring in, who to take out. Should we go Bruno or Salah? Now this is the calm before the storm, because next week it's the big blank. Then a lot of second wild cards are going to come out, and there's going to be a lot of people thinking, what the hell am I going to do here? All right, so take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Good luck for the game week. And let's try and get those green arrows. Catch you next time, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.